Yeah. All right, I'd like to call the meeting to order. Back in Town Hall upstairs, Monday, May 4th, I'm sorry, yes, 18th. In a motion to adopt the agenda.
Could I make one adjustment? We'll need to sign a cemetery deed. And I was wondering if we could do that under clerk and treasurer.
Any other adjustments to the agenda? Hearing none, do I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
For cemetery deeds, so sign it. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Do we have ayes? Okay, motion's carried. Approve minutes of the regular meeting, May 4th, 2026. Any changes to those minutes or adoptions? So have a motion on the minutes.
I'll move to approve the minutes from May 4th.
I will second that.
Any discussion? All in favor of approving the minutes of regular meeting, May 4th, 2026? Any opposed? Motion's carried. Wyndham Region contract extensions, septic pumping ordinance update. That's something you want to talk about?
So Mike McCullough is here.
Mike.
Can we pass it over to you?
Sure, yeah, I mean, there's not really much to tell, we're just
Okay.
extending the contract by a little bit to account for the attorney review. Incorporation of those comments, we're gonna send out a mailer to alert people that this is a thing. No need to go to new residents in town that are aware. Wait, this is a thing, this is what it is. So that's what the extension is for.
Okay,
I'm gonna talk with the attorney on Thursday, and hopefully we have some comments ready.
When you say the attorney, do you mean the town attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Just want to be clear.
but you've already had a discussion with him.
Yes.
And you're gonna be within, is it May 22nd for invoices?
I believe.
Right, you know, that's on here.
Yeah, they've been good about sending
Okay,
periodic invoices. Yeah,
Mm.
so they're all good.
well, thank you, Mike, coming in for the update.
And there is an amendment that we'll have to sign.
Okay.
So if we have a motion for Kathy to sign that amendment for the extension.
Okay, this is just for the extension. I would make that motion. I would move to accept the extension. Of the septic pumping ordinance update. Gotcha.
And John, you just seconded?
No.
Okay. Any discussion? If none, accept the motion to accept the, extension of the septic ordinance.
Aye.
Alright.
Any opposed? Everybody's in agreement? The ayes have it, motion passed.
Very much.
And Morgan, you have the annual septic pumping letters for 2026 to mail out for reminders?
Yeah, so we, the ordinance update is going to be switching from 4 years to 3 years, provided that stays the same after review. But because there's gonna be a little bit of time to get that ordinance approved, we think it's best to just carry on with sending a letter to the septics that were last pumped 4 years ago. So we have a list of about 47 that are due for this year. Typically we send out one letter in the spring, one closer to September. And then a final letter in the fall. And those receipts would be due by October 1st.
Are these being sent out as emails or are you mailing letters?
Yeah, so we have a physical letter template, and so we'll send that to all of them. If I have their email, I'll send it through email and just make sure I get a confirmation back. But most of them are sent through the mail.
Is the confirmation that it's been completed or that it's scheduled?
The confirmation would be that they received the letter, and then it would be up to them if they submit the receipt to me by October.
Okay.
They're pretty good about that.
Yeah, yeah, most everybody is great about it.
Any other questions or concerns from the board on that?
I guess I'll bring it up because I'm on the list, but my septic is being scheduled for like 2 weeks now. So I'm sort of, because I'm frugal, thinking about sending out all by mail, all these letters. I don't know, it's not a lot of money, but it's
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
Is there a heads up? I don't know. I guess not, right? At this juncture,
Yeah.
we just send out the mail, even if people are in the works and things like that.
Yeah, well, I probably won't send one to you.
There goes 75 cents or whatever a stamp costs. I mean, it's not
No, it's a
nothing.
good point, yeah,
Yeah,
I don't have a good solution.
yeah, I think you probably should, I guess, having said that, it seems reasonable to keep it standard regardless of whether people have already had it scheduled. I think you should just go forward with it, but I didn't know if you would email if possible.
Or it's a record.
It's a record.
Yeah, paper
Yeah,
record.
if I do have an email, I'll send
Okay,
that, and a lot of people will let me know if they have it scheduled
uh-huh,
when they receive the letter, so I don't have to worry about sending a second one.
right, okay. It's just,
Yeah.
Part of the updated ordinance suggests that maybe the town wants to let people know that. Via announcement at town meeting or a handout or something along those lines, so.
that this is their year kind of thing.
Well, no, they just said this is a thing, contact Morgan to. You're in the village, right?
Right.
It's nice to put it in the town report. Just gives everybody a notice and a reminder,
Yes,
especially new people coming in.
time flies too. We suddenly go, whoa, yes, we're due.
Great, that's all I have on that.
Okay.
Okay. Highway report, we have excess weight permits. Do you have those?
Yep, the only, permit request comes from, Maple Lane Contracting. And, they paid the fee.
Okay. Thanks, Peter.
Can we have a motion to have Peter sign that?
I'll make a motion to, accept the Gale Lane Contracting LLC for a weight permit.
Second,
We have a motion, it's seconded. Any discussion on that weight permit? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Highway report.
Yes, Brandon, number 3 letter, that's, cross that off the list. We've been focusing on Putnam Forest and now switching on to Fort Chimneys for ditching. We've been told for some smaller odds and ends. That's gonna be,
Is that mic on?
yeah.
Maybe.
You have to get right into it.
Okay.
Did you make a copy?
That's their focus this week, on video and trade. And most that's gonna be done, we get a bunch of small, bunch of sites, get done with the estimate.
Any comments from the board, any issues with the roads?
Two things.
Go ahead.
The ledge road on the class 4 portion
you want to speak into the mic?
Thank you.
got a fair amount of damage to it. And Travis went up and fixed it, so I think it's passable. But I contacted V-Trans to just see how much we could fix it. We're liable for bridges and culverts. I don't know how much we're liable for on the road itself.
And the-
Whenever we've had a flood and, he was involved, they paid for everything, but this is a town. Unless the damage is exceed a certain amount.
It was minimal.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So we put a call in to Megan at V-Trans and just see what we're gonna do. I know some of them, if gravel wouldn't make it passable, but how passable, I don't know what that means.
so the damage is due from what? Rain?
Beaver Dam went out,
Oh,
and it's up, where the Improvement Association had their last lane there. But it came all the way down in different spots and washed out too,
How far is that possible? Is that all the way up?
All the way through.
to-
all the way through.
Wow.
And I know that snowmobile club wants to fix up part of that. I think they're gonna ask for permission to fix it up, so while they're there, they might do a little bit more to the other. Oh,
so what about managing the beaver? What's going on with beavers?
I don't know, just, I don't know if the beaver in the area, if they were not, maybe the dam is rotten now. It's put out.
Yeah, I didn't take a walk up and find the dam that let loose and look at it.
Yeah, there's actually some.
Oh.
Sequence.
They leave after a while and they don't come back for till the growth comes again, which is 7 or 8 years. And then they're back in again. But during that time, that wood rottens and you get a lot of water that breaks open.
So you're saying that there was minimal damage?
Yeah, when it happened is when the dam let go, we had a raised, it's like a block, holder.
Mm-hmm.
And the water went above it and below it, but didn't harm the actual block wall drainage. You went up to the back of when we took the material that was
Yeah.
washed, put it back in the road just to make it passable for the time being. And I think that's about what we're supposed to do.
I think you've done what you should.
Or as far as, you know, the timber harvest was going on and the recreation, I felt that, you know, it wasn't, my appreciation was go up and patch it.
So do you periodically go up that road and just check the water level and?
No, I didn't,
No.
I got my call from Hayden Lake,
Okay,
about the crew going up to do the timber harvest, and John had also mentioned that, that he had about the wash.
We probably have a picture of it. You show me the picture.
I have a picture.
Yeah, somebody showed me a
Yeah.
picture.
So it's, give a watch on. Thank you for doing that.
Bear with me for a minute. I've got more than one thing. What are we gonna do about the $2,500 that we spent on this manhole out here that doesn't work?
What do we need to do to fix it?
Well, basically, we hired him for $2,500.
Now it's phasing, right?
Yeah, and there's nothing to stop the water, it goes so fast. Yeah,
Anna had brought it up.
Right, right, it's about the runoff that's caused that it goes into the neighbor's property.
You fixed where it
Right.
was, but it hasn't been fixed the problem. I did have David run that on the EJP and we got a one-way for flow catch basin, which will help. But I can't guarantee that it still won't jump there.
cause that's pieces of steel
It's
across,
the slotted
yeah,
that we had talked about.
yeah, well, that should, that'll help.
It'll help, I can't guarantee it there yet.
Is that a long-term solution or just a short-term solution? I don't know.
It's a long term if the flow isn't.
Okay, I mean, obviously, nothing's forever, but I mean, is this a stopgap measure or is it something that is actually a solution?
Well, essentially now we have a flat catch basin, so we get a high flow of water, it just skims right.
Okay,
So the catch basin we purchased today is slotted like
Oh.
this to kind of catch the high flow. It's a one-way catch basin versus an all around. Cause all your flow there is just coming in one direction.
Yeah, they'll catch it as long as we don't have a big storm, and then there's not much you can do about it.
It will certainly help, but then, you know, like a freak downpour, I can't guarantee.
Yeah, of course not.
So you need another drain up here?
That is an option.
To
or we
help
can slow
take some of
where
that
it's
off.
washing, but that would just continue the water further down the road to disperse. Crushing the stores, I mean.
Yeah, I don't know if you do is pave it in the street, that you could put a swale down through, that would catch some of it,
Hmm.
Like what's up there.
yeah.
Well, John, your point about basin, do you feel that they should come back and address it? Is that like an impossibility, or is
I
that,
voiced my opinion when it brought up the work by the word. At that time,
We having them come back and look at it?
you can call them and ask them, but. I think you've solved the problem for now. I don't think it's gonna do any good.
or, okay,
Calling them, calling Basin. Let's see how it works with
Yeah, we're gonna.
the one way.
Those lids tomorrow morning.
So we don't want water going into people's basements, that's for sure.
great.
Any other?
Yeah,
Oh,
hang on, paving. We need to give Travis some guidelines as to what you wanna do about paving. We have, we got a grant from V-Trans of 200,000. Our match is 20%, which is 40,000. So that gives us 240. Then we have from leftover, I think it's 25 or $30,000. Then plus we have what was voted last year, 120,000. So you're close to about 350 in that area to pave it. And we have estimates down to the farm,
mhm.
approximately what it costs, but it doesn't equal that amount. So I'm wondering if you want to go from that manhole up through the street, which is really bad.
The other suggestion I would have is the bridge just prior to the outdoor center. That's potholes all over the place.
Screen is strictly for 121 is the only thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you can't really-
could we use any of the other,
Yeah.
the extra that's not part of the grant?
Yeah.
Cause that's quite potholy and dug up
It's
and,
not only because all it was done was shim when it was paved that thing.
okay.
And the whole road's gonna be like that.
I agree. I just thought that bridge section, I walked on it today and thought, well, if we have extra, I was literally thinking about it today, if we have extra money, doing that would be nice.
Well, 200 of it, you have
I don't know
to
how much of that bridge.
for 121.
Right. The bridge is not, I mean, terribly long expanse. I mean, you have to go off it and on it. I don't know the ins and outs, but maybe it's worth getting a quote.
Especially as they're going out to do 100 feet of paving. And that's expensive. They're not doing a half a mile or 3/4 a mile.
Oh, okay, well,
They go out and set up and like that.
The setup.
it's difficult, I understand, so. I don't know, if it is an option, great, yeah, look at it, and if it isn't, it isn't, but I think it's a spot I noticed, and I agree with you about up here.
So we worked out the other areas, right on through there is pretty rough.
Well, no, the other option you have,
We can only have about one speaker on at a time.
So I just,
light on top.
Yeah, that's fine.
The other option you have is when budget time comes. Again, we can put in another 120 or 150,000 and add that to the 350. So that would mean no paving this year, you've waited up in here.
Because we have a 2-year.
Yeah, we can use that grant money
The grant.
next summer as well.
It's 27, that's good for
Yeah.
so. You're only gonna have 120,000, whatever you put in the budget for the following year, and I'm pretty sure we're not gonna get another grant. So,
so the money that the money we just got, grant, is it now or we're gonna wait?
Yeah. And the money that we have in the budget, too.
If we do it next summer, and we try to do it all, we do Houghtonville, Washington,
Mhm.
right here in town. and-
I don't know, I haven't done an estimate. This is gonna be very expensive up here. It's
Because
not
of,
22, yeah, it's not 22 feet wide, it's probably 30, so.
It's 38.
38. So it's just about double. So that short stretch is gonna be very expensive. It really does.
Right.
So,
But to Buzz's point, I mean, paving everywhere all summer is also, I don't know, it's a lot of paving going on. I mean, I understand, I guess we have to sort that out. The necessity, but just in terms of the summer being a summer of paving, if it takes that long, I don't know how long these will take, so. Maybe it wouldn't be intrusive, maybe we can do it on the early side of the summer, or not, obviously the early side of this summer. But just so it wouldn't, I'm thinking of tourism and I'm thinking people riding bikes and I'm thinking of all that activity.
well, you're always gonna have that.
Or, yeah, I just thought if we did every route, you know,
But you
maybe, I mean, I don't know.
You can't spread it out like that, it costs you more money. When you
I understand that,
You have to do a stretch.
but if we did a stretch this year and a stretch next year, see how the math works out, I don't know, I'm just putting it out there as. I imagine there are those that are concerned with that.
It's
Yeah.
also the availability of who's gonna be doing it.
I don't even know if you can get anybody to bid on it, so.
No, tomorrow I do physical bases and just
Okay.
see the work we're putting on to bid this year.
Okay, great.
I assume most paving companies have the summer book. I don't know, that would be a question for him.
Okay.
If we don't even get it, that's.
We can wait till next meeting, by that time we should have a price on this. And a bridge out there, in Fultonville, then we can decide which.
So those would be not bids, but
Just estimate.
just estimates. Yeah.
Anyone?
I have one more, but it's under the cemetery.
Okay,
I have one, just one
Yeah.
passing question on does painting go along with paving?
That's right.
oh, we
Painting.
painting the lines and the white lines.
Yeah, I said that's separate.
Is it, so that's not a part of,
Well,
the
No.
middle line is, but the.
that's wrong. When they pay, then they ask you where you're gonna pay this year, then they come along and sometime during the summer after you're done and paint the lines.
The state of Vermont does.
State of Vermont.
We have to notify them in the spring if we have paving projects.
Right.
And then they'll come through at some point when we're done and paint the yellow line, the middle strip.
But just the middle, not the
Yeah,
side.
But not the outside.
No, there's the cost, the
Those
town
are costs to the town if we do the
The
shoulder
white
strip.
lines.
I was encountering a biker who was looking for safe ground.
Yeah.
That white line is pretty helpful.
The white line off, the white line also helps when it's foggy out. That's what you see first.
Maybe I do, I have one more thing. Walker Bridge. We met with, V-Trans. We sent an email to Vincent, Bolimas, who was the project manager down there. And he wrote us back a letter saying that everybody signed off on it and so they're not liable for anything now. So I called V-Trans in Brattleboro and got Mark Pickford and he came right up. And the first thing he really said was, somebody missed something there. They should have had a manhole there. Well, I said, well, what can you do about it? And not much. So Vincent's boss is Ann, I don't know, or something. I emailed her and I'm gonna meet with her Wednesday and just pass this by her because I just didn't like their response because saying we signed off everything, you know, we probably have, but they're still sending us bills. So, you know,
They're sending the town bills?
but, you know, and so they've said, and we took out a bond for the amount that they told us that it would cost. And we have received, I think, 3 different bills, and I'm not sure, but I think they're about $6,000 or $7,000. Where are you gonna get that money from? Pay that. We've already bonded
But why are they sending bills if we've got the
because
bond?
they are audited the work. They say that's what they have to do afterwards. But I wanna get a, answer from her Wednesday as to when this is gonna stop.
You said they're invoicing above the bond amount?
They're invoicing.
Above
Invoicing
the
them.
bond amount, you're saying?
They did say that, once you close out, they still audit all the different things,
Oh, and they're finding,
and
they're saying there's additional
Yeah.
costs.
so,
Then,
but we didn't have this problem on the old bridge. That wasn't there, because there were drainage
Those
on
are
the
pretty
bridge itself
it was
and
a
it
pretty
went down
abrupt
there.
letter that they
in the
sent.
river. So now we've got a problem that we didn't create. But someone, in the very beginning, an engineer should have caught that right off.
I agree.
This is the problem that Eric mentioned
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah. No, I don't think it's a big problem, Travis fixed it, and what was washed, what has it been, 6 months?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a big thing, but it's still gonna happen, and
Should have been part of the design to deal with it.
very well, it was just, I just wanna bring that to her attention. Not
Okay.
that she couldn't do anything, but she knows that,
Have it on record.
yeah, something should happen.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you, John.
Uh.
Let's see, anything from, Kim, clerk and treasurer?
Just that, no, other than the cemetery deed, so it's a.
Okay, cemetery deed.
Yeah, it's a deed for the Godfrey family to purchase a plot in the Cobb Cemetery. And so we would just need a motion to approve Peter as the select board clerk to sign the deed.
Okay,
I'll make a motion for, the select board clerk to sign the deed for the family to get their cemetery plot. Which cemetery?
Cobb.
Cobb.
Cobb. Is that another one?
Yeah.
Oh, I never heard of that.
I didn't think they didn't work.
last minute.
How many cemeteries do we have?
I didn't think there was too much room there anymore, but.
Okay, there's been a motion and seconding, any discussion on the deed? All in favor of the
Aye.
cemetery deed? Any opposed? The ayes have it. It's passed. We can. Sign it.
Yeah.
Can I have you sign it in a black pen, just to be sure?
Here, here.
I don't know if blue will be. Thank you.
It's just this one spot.
Yes.
Committee report cemetery.
Nothing much to report, but that signing that made me wonder how and when were the prices set for the plots? And do they get reviewed? That was a $300 price. Curious.
I think it's just been that cost for a long time. I've talked to a few people and brought it up that we might want to review that and, increase the price to be more in line with other communities in Vermont. Yeah, it's pretty low right now.
Yeah, I would say it's probably a quarter of what we're going.
I did a little research and you're right. Yeah, it's probably a third or a quarter of what any other town would be.
So $300 for one plot,
Right?
one
Yeah,
plot.
that would
Yeah,
probably-
the one.
yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know what the sizes are and so forth, but there's some issue there. And then there are other issues that we can get into or not get into, about cemeteries and that has to do with, natural burials. That's getting some attention, around the state. And
I thought that was limited to certain cemeteries that had to be approved for natural burn.
not that I'm aware of. it really is up to, if it's a nonprofit cemetery, then that, you know, some kind of jurisdiction that the nonprofit board would have. If it's a public cemetery, then this, I could be wrong about that, but there's a lot of chatter going on about the old cemetery that we were involved with in Charlotte. And the conversation has not come up with that state requirement. Well, the only requirement is that there's a certain concern about it's in a populated area. You know, is it, what's it mean in terms of the location of wells? So, passing thought.
Maybe we could meet and over the next couple of weeks, we come back with a recommendation on costs. The natural, the hurdle, that's a different, it's probably some more research.
Yeah, it does, and if there's nobody who's interested in that, you got nobody really to talk to. And it gets controversial pretty quickly.
I have one thing, we need to do something about the dead trees in the cemetery, especially Holtonville and Middletown. Holtonville has got a lot of them, and they're gonna fall down on top of the gravestones.
I was up there on Sunday and I did, you know, you're not wrong.
Yes, be careful with that, okay.
But, yeah, I was there on Sunday and yeah, right, there are a lot of dead trees and big dead trees. Yeah, if they go down, are going to cause a problem. So probably need to look at what. The costs, or would somebody do that, or could we cover it with, you know, logging, you know, some big trees in that right away?
Well, I don't think the town can do these trees that are dead up there. I think it's gotta be
No.
somebody.
No, I was thinking that, you know, if we did some logging, could it be part of the deal that they take the dead trees as well?
I don't think you got enough, big enough job of logging.
Yeah,
It's not enough there for everybody to. And you need somebody other than a logger, I think, and can trees. I think you're gonna have to climb them. You're not gonna be able to get a,
and drop them like.
Get a rig in there.
but I know we don't have the money, but we gotta find it. You just can't let it keep going.
Should we get a quote, but a estimate, not an RFP, an estimate?
Who do you
There was a
recommend?
big storm in the Townsend Village Cemetery 6 to 8 weeks ago. They had 40 trees down, so
Cool.
they might be able to give you a great tip about how they're handling them. So, big deal. at the cemetery.
How far back do you get concerned about the trees?
I don't know, John, some of these trees are 120 feet high.
Well, these trees I'm talking about are right on the,
And they're right on
right
the
on
edge,
the stone wall. Them are the ones I would worry about.
so, yeah, that's tall enough that it falls in the wrong direction.
But you can't cover all of it, or the liability that could be caused. But
Yeah, right. I think we could have somebody, go and review and mark the dead trees and they could probably give us a reasonable list and. I doubt it's gonna be cheap, or if they have to find them and drop them. Yeah, cause it's also not easy to get into some of the areas around Hopeville and. On the, you know, the north side. That bluff is, yeah, kind of difficult.
Do we have tree services that you recommend? Or do we know of?
I haven't used one.
Well, we just had 802,
Yeah.
Like, what was it, the turnout of 10?
right,
acres at the Eastman tree?
the Eastman trees, that's
Right, yep. No, for the Eastman wall, we had
right.
good turnout, I'd be a list of sorry, those.
Makes sense.
Maybe
So-
one of them could give us a quote.
You should also do with Middletown while you're doing it.
The what?
Middletown.
Cemetery.
17.
And then, Cheryl Miller brought up a couple of trees that were in Houghtonville that were coming up by Graceton. She showed them to me, they come like this big. I used my root shovel and my hand pruner and I got rid of those. So, yes, little trees. Didn't need any chemical or anything. Um. So, one small problem with the towns. But yeah, I think we should use that listing. This must them.
So is that, Morgan, is that something you can look at that list and call around or?
Yeah, I think between Travis and I, we probably could.
Travis, do you or John want to say anything about the park, the access road into Houghtonville?
Yeah, there was a burial this weekend, so God had asked me to hold off until this week, so that's on there.
I did look at it on Sunday, I actually I think it's pretty well marked for its dirt. You know, what isn't really marked as the separation from the actual burial sites.
We had it marked with paint, but it's probably gone.
Yeah. So, yeah. Be interested to see what you suggest.
Yeah, well, really good point.
So that's something you're gonna be doing next week?
This-
Oh, this week, okay.
this-
Anything else on cemeteries? Sorry, committee,
I don't have anything.
highway, go ahead.
No, he might.
Yeah, there are two small things. The last time we spoke about the village park, the focus was on the gazebo
Mhm.
and Morgan arranged for father-in-law, whose name is escaping me right now. Wait. To come and take a look at both the gazebo and as well other signage that might alert people that they're gonna be at their own risk. Does that come into play for an asset like the village park? And I was satisfied, he was satisfied that there's not a liability exposure there, and we don't need to start constructing signs that say at your own risk.
Little turnaround.
So that was, there is $1,000 deductible if anybody has a claim. But beyond that, he said, relax.
Okay.
So that was good. There is another issue having to do with the invasives, and we're having a meeting with somebody who is licensed to apply some serious herbicides. And we're meeting with the volunteers Wednesday morning on that, so there's nothing more except thank you to Travis for that recommendation, and Zach seems like a very nice and accommodating fellow, and look forward to meeting.
Is that the one that's gonna spray, or is that a licensed person?
Yes,
Zach?
that would be a roundup.
Oh, right.
So there are certain protocols,
Yeah,
and there's state law that says you gotta have somebody who knows what he or she is doing.
mhm. Yeah, we have to be licensed by the state.
Can you remind what company? He's from Longview?
Yes,
Okay.
you for us.
Wait, who- we-
That's
Familiar.
who did it before.
Yeah, I think he was familiar with the
Yeah,
project.
he said that he'd been up there before.
Mhm.
He'd be good to take a look. That's a slippery slope.
Well, thanks for that, Peter. Good. Bert, anything else on highway?
No, one more thing.
Okay.
Middletown, at the top of the hill, that big brick house, Austin, there's two pine trees. Kind of growing into the road. I think the power line's right there too.
Yes, the trees are topped from the power company,
Right.
so they're a big shrub that is starting to come out into the road. It would be lovely to get the roadside limbs, but then you have half by half the tree. Pretty awkward. So I Yes, it would be nice to approve.
Is that something that you can do or the town?
I have to check and planner if it's on the right of way, if we can take it, it would be nice to send a letter, just give a heads up that we would for that.
You feel safe to take those limbs down?
Yes, so on all the pine tree others.
I think the power went to something,
Yes, yeah, just, well,
yeah, it's like that.
like a shrub.
Okay, Karen.
You're set. Let's see, highway personnel, we still need to meet.
Well, yes, you're right.
July 2023 flood update, anything, Morgan?
Do you wanna take that one?
No, you're right.
You're on a roll.
I talked it up.
Keep going. John and I met with Chase from the state of Vermont this morning. Just to follow up on a couple of projects, specifically the Eastman Road wall. We had to change the scope of work for that, and so that's been hung up at FEMA under review. But we were able to push them a little bit today, so hopefully we hear back from them soon. Essentially, we were kind of at a standstill. We didn't know if we can go out to bid without FEMA approving the scope of work. But after meeting with Chase, it feels as though we can proceed with going out to bid, but not enter into any contracts yet until FEMA approves it. Just because the bid process is gonna take a bit of time. Hopefully that gives FEMA the amount of time that they need in order to make the approval. Then we get into time of year, we don't know if we're gonna find a contractor able to do it this year, so. Many things are up in the air with that, but we did reach out to Stevens and Associates, who's working with us on the bid documents, so hopefully we hear back from you soon. And we also followed up with, there was the additional cost for the ledge on Hinkley Brook Road. And that was also under FEMA review. We heard back today that that's pushed to the final step for the final approval, so we should get results back from that here soon. Did I miss anything?
No, I just want you to realize you're gonna be laying out a lot, if that goes through, FEMA okays it, you're gonna be laying out a lot of money. And hopefully Kim has extra money, because you're not gonna get paid back from FEMA for a couple of years.
Oh, yeah.
So. We have received partial for that, so we have some.
Well, thanks for your work with that. Okay. 181 opposition letter sent to adjacent towns. Is that something you wanna talk about?
Yeah, it came up in the planning commission, Eric Stevens actually suggested it. That, you know, we share the letter that we had submitted, with the surrounding towns, and, because
What I did, but
as-
maybe just try to speak.
As an example, of what we did in Grafton and invite them to join if they're still inclined. Nothing really other than that, than sharing the letter.
Is there any discussion with the board about this? I don't have anything. Do you have a list of towns that you're,
But it's the
Thinking about?
five that touch on Grafton,
the 5 towns?
Hamilton, Rockingham,
Yeah.
Chester, where the Sax River,
Athens.
Athens.
I wonder if any of those towns have already sent letters too.
They may, and
This
again,
is-
then it would just be informational and, so they're aware. that I'm sending it.
I have no problem with that. Localized hazard mitigation plan, certificate of adoption. And this plan, about 130 pages.
One last thing, if we're gonna send that letter to the town, so they need to do information.
Is it the same letter that was sent?
Yeah.
Okay, I would recommend a motion.
I'll make the motion that the, Act 181 letter that been drafted and sent to the state, government agencies be shared with the 5-star intent.
I would second that.
Any discussion? All in favor of Act 181 opposition letter be sent to adjacent towns?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion's passed.
You can try your mic again.
Oh, I was afraid to put it on.
I know, me too, but bear with us.
Can you hear me? Local mitigation plan, certification of adoption. I believe all of us have read it, all of us have been part of it. Many months of, deliberation over it. So do you have that certificate that we have to sign?
I
Laura?
do, so just you will have to sign it, Kathy, so
Okay.
just a motion. Approving you.
Okay, do I have a motion for me to sign that letter?
Certainly, I'm move to have Kathy sign the certificate of adoption for the local hazard mitigation plan.
We'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Thank you. Short-term rental ordinance discussion.
I'd like to introduce this, we have revised the short-term rental ordinance addressing the concerns that were brought up last meeting. And I will point them out, or the, is the authority had some misstatements about which VSA, sections were included. So right in section 1 under authority, it has been corrected to include section 1529 and then VSA 171. So it's basically updated so it's accurate. The second area of adjustment is in the definition of a short-term rental, which we've taken from 24 VSA 2291 parens 29 and quoted that directly from the state, saying that a short-term rental is defined as a furnished house, condominium, or other dwelling room or self-contained dwelling unit rented to the transient, traveling, or vacation public for a period of fewer than 30 consecutive days and for more than 24 days per calendar year. That is a direct quote, so it does not.
Mine says 14.
I'm sorry.
14
14 days, yes, per calendar year, end quote. The other question came up about, the fee is still, the section with the fees are as they were, which states the fee that we have discussed as of now as potentially appropriate should this pass. This, it is in line in keeping with fees from other towns. And we have in section B of fees, say that we may modify these fees up or down, whichever, to make sure they're fair and reasonable related to the administration of this ordinance, which is very hard to judge until you have some idea of exactly how many short-term rentals are in town at the point of adoption of this. So, which would be 60 days out at any rate. And then I think that is it. The other concern,
We took out the, earths and tents.
that's under the definition that I just went over. Yes, the state definition does not include yurts and tents. I just directly picked up on section 3, number D, the direct quote from 24 VSA 2291. That is the definition of short-term rentals. It does not include yurts or tent. The reason being, and my understanding is that is clear, is they were removed because they don't have bathroom or kitchen facilities. Though, I mean, though they might have an outhouse or something, but that's by the state. It's the state standard that those are not included. That may fall under another category. The other concerns of, so I think those are the only changes we have made to the short-term rental ordinance that we voted on in February. Having now come back to this in May, we're on May 18th. If, I certainly want to hear any feedback or discussion, but it puts us in a place, if we voted on it tonight, to get it into the proper warning areas, the Grafton News, et cetera, within the 14-day period, which is, again, difficult when you have a monthly newspaper, and then would give anyone that wished to petition their 44 days to submit the petition, and then barring none, we proceed, but depending upon which way the vote goes. And if there was a petition, then we address it at that time, with a town vote. So that's where we are. Any discussion or feedback, certainly welcome to hear it.
What action do we have to take tonight?
Well, I would like to make a motion to vote on this tonight. Because we've certainly become pretty familiar with it. The adjustments have been pretty, fairly minor. So, yeah, that's what I would hope, but I want to hear discussion if people have discussion. Well, not hearing any, I would like to make a motion that we vote on this now.
We'll second.
Okay, all in favor of the motion?
Do we want to have
Motion.
discussion, any discussion about
Oh,
that?
yes, any discussion?
Okay.
I only have one, and that's when you read the short-term rental ordinance, it is a law. It's not a policy. Folks that register have to meet everything that's in this plan, everything. If they sign off and things aren't done, they're in violation. And there's a lot here that people have to be responsible for, so I hope with the ordinance, they are gonna be responsible. That's all I have to say. Any other comments? If not, there's the motion, it's been seconded, call a vote. All in favor of the town of Grafton short-term rental ordinance for May 18th, 2026.
Aye.
Alright,
Oh,
Aye. So it's 4-1, motion passes for the ST short-term rental ordinance.
So going forward, we will warn it properly. In the newspapers, in the correct posting areas. We'll get that done. This week, so the warning date starts June 1st. Because that's when the Grafton News comes out, so you can't warn it without all the pieces in place.
And posted in 5 places.
Posted in 5 places, okay.
I wanna thank Anna and Morgan for a lot of hard work and patience with everybody.
I appreciate it, but I do want to say something. I know this is a controversial ordinance. There are so many interested parties involved. I've heard feedback all around the issue, and it was certainly, took the ball up as someone to do this and see it through. And our goal, I believe, was to hear the concerns of the people in this town, whether they are owners, whether they are the inn, whether they're vacationers, tourism, people that live here, et cetera, et cetera. We realize there are so many different interests. And so we tried to take that all into consideration in putting this together. And we understand that it has, obviously it's may not be appealing to everybody, but hopefully we put together the fairest policy we could.
It's all the effort and research.
I'd like
Yes.
to recognize the work of the select board. This has been now, on the agenda, I wanna say, probably 10 to 12 times over the last 2.5 years. I think the board has done a very thorough job and certainly given the townspeople and everyone else, all the stakeholders, an opportunity to express their views. So I think it's been a thorough job and Anna and Morgan, you have especially done a great job, lion's share of the effort, so appreciate it.
Thanks. Other business? Yes, Suzanne.
Thank you, Kathy. I understand that in the last meeting, Kim brought up the topic of burnouts. And that they're certainly not left matter, but the topic of burnouts and one of my neighbors is very, thank you, and one of my neighbors is also very concerned about the burnouts. So my request is for the select board to put this topic on its next agenda, please.
We were waiting for the police reports on having them, for the speeding. There was an issue of speeding and also the burnouts. So I don't know, Morgan, if they got back to you on that?
I did reach out to them, but I have not heard back.
Okay, so we can follow up on that again. We can surely put it on the agenda again. It is an issue.
Shame.
And it's destroying some of the beauty here. I'm very frustrated with it. I didn't mean to laugh, but
No,
it's,
I don't either, but
it's very concerning, and my concern is there's gonna be an accident. Someone's gonna get hurt or killed. We see it every day in the paper, someone doing some stupid stuff, not thinking, joyriding and doing this. And yeah, they're not being responsible, and the parents have to take control of their kiddos doing this. But we'll put it on the agenda again.
I appreciate that, thank you.
Public comment.
I had sent an email about the Wyndham Foundation using some sheriff powers for events. I don't, if this isn't an appropriate thing to talk about it, that's fine. I just don't want it to fall off our radar.
Shared what?
The Wyndham Foundation had reached out to the sheriff's department about having patrol for some of their large events coming up. And they contacted the department to see if they could use some of the town's contracted hours for those events.
They're asking us about that?
Yeah.
I haven't heard from anybody, but
Knee-jerk reaction, considering our conversation. I'm not sure we have an abundance of hours, but
14.
yeah, all of 14. But yeah, that, I think perhaps that should come through us.
This is in connection to the Act 250 application for the multiple
events.
events that are scheduled, as we learned about in the strategy meeting. And I would ask the select board to pause and just think about, let's get the Act 250 permit, let's understand what kind of events are going to be approved, and then let's think about how to fund the share. This is a private nonprofit. And I'm not, as a private citizen, I'm not sure I'd be supportive of subsidizing the sheriff, especially since we're gonna talk about burnouts and the kind of law enforcement we might need to help with that. So, yeah, that would be my just off the cuff thoughts on it.
Sarah,
I would think everybody would agree with you.
Mhm.
it sounds to me it's a procedural issue to start with, rather than whether or not it is something that would be endorsed. I mean, you just don't go off and make contact with somebody who.
I think you need a mic.
Sorry, I think it's a procedural problem that they needed to have come here first.
The police come here.
No,
No, the foundation,
Oh, the foundation,
rather
oh,
than
yeah.
going ahead. and-
Oh, right, I agree with that.
So I thought that was the focus of the discussion. It wasn't
Yeah,
whether it's
no, I
a
think
good
it is.
idea or not.
Yeah.
no, it is supposed,
Well, I emailed you on that because I thought it was because of the parade, because
that's,
they asked about sheriff, and that's why I thought, what, who, I didn't understand the
Mhm.
email.
Yeah. So the parade is handled separately.
Yeah.
We were getting billed for patrol hours
Mhm.
directly. So that's not coming out of our contract.
and it's coming out of our budgeted
Right.
donation to the parade. So we budgeted $500 in this fiscal year and $500 after July, June 30th.
And when this is separate, but Cheryl Miller also asked me to extend the invitation from the GIA for any of the town groups or organizations or agencies like the well, I guess us, Selectboard if we want, or
Yeah.
the town highway department, though she was understanding that might be their free time and they might not be available or want to do it, but she did not want anyone in the town to feel they were not invited to participate.
I had gone to one of their meetings and I did report back to you guys that
Yeah.
we're invited. And the town crew and maybe a vehicle or two.
Also, that it is really the 200 Grafton
50.
250 celebrates committee, it's not the GIA, just to be
Well,
clear.
yes,
No, it's fine.
it's the country. Human.
Right, but it's from this committee that is operating separately. The GIA is certainly participating in
Oh,
many
yeah,
ways.
that's not a part of
No worries, no worries. Yeah.
Anything else on public comment? So our next meeting is Monday, June 1st. At 6 o'clock here at the town hall. So everybody have a great evening. Keep cool, it's gonna be back tomorrow.
Do we have a
Motion. Who's for your-
I will second that motion.
That's why for me, I'm saying that I was-
Your sounds like.
Anyone